It's game night for the Adelaide Jaguars. One of several South Australian soccer clubs experiencing the Matildas effect.
When the Matildas came on, I just started playing. All girls are playing because they like soccer.
Not just girls, it's women too.
Seeing the Matildas, but also seeing some of the older ladies play, I thought, am I too old for this or not? You know, and I thought, no, I'm going to give it a go.
If it wasn't for watching the Matildas play and seeing them and seeing their stories, I would have not played at all.
About 120 new players joined the Jags this year, with the Matildas' World Cup success inspiring many.
The massive impact that they've had in the last 12 months over the World Cup certainly probably brought another, I would say, 100 people in, so probably another 30% to the club.
It's a phenomenon across the state. Local soccer clubs contacted by the ABC said female player numbers had jumped by between 30 to 60% this year compared to last.
65 new teams from 23 to 24, which is a fantastic outcome off the back of the World Cup.
1, 2, 3, Jags!
But some clubs, like the Jags, say they can't keep up with skyrocketing demand.
We've turned away about 100 players from Adelaide Jaguars because we are at capacity, and that makes us a bit sad, to be honest, because we want to be a place for every woman and every girl to play.
Bronnie Brooks says her club struggles to recruit coaches, and despite being the biggest female-only soccer club in SA, it doesn't have its own club room.
Most of our coaches have equipment in their cars, we have kit in our cars, so the storage is massive. All of those, basic club needs, we just don't have at this facility.
We couldn't hold as many players to the club, and more girls couldn't come in because we didn't have the funding or the infrastructure to hold everyone.
During the Women's World Cup last year, the South Australian Government and Football SA announced they would spend $18 million over 3 years on women's sport. $10 million was quarantined for soccer.
If you're serious about backing girls and women in sport, you need to work to help ensure they have the facilities that are appropriate.
The government received 62 applications in the first round of the grant program, but only 13 came from soccer clubs or other organisations seeking to improve women's soccer facilities. The Jags say they weren't eligible to apply for an infrastructure grant as the club doesn't have landowner consent.
We're unable to access it, so it hasn't solved all problems, and there are good parts about it, but I think it's only a step in the direction that we need to go before we're actually supporting women and girls.
They are eligible to apply, but they do have an issue around a permanent home. And I've asked my office and the Office for Recreation, Sport and Racing to work with them.
The western suburbs are pretty challenging space. There's a lot of clubs within that area and open spaces at a premium, so we'll need to consider all options, I think, and the club will need to do the same.
The Jags say their search for a permanent home continues.
We're hopeful that in the next 12 months, perhaps, whatever that looks like, we will latch onto a piece of space that we can create our own home for.
A hope shared by hundreds of inspired soccer players. Stephanie Richards, ABC News.